everybody. We are live. What's crappin'? Tuesday, April 9th. The NBA is back. 11 game slate, and we're going to go through all of it. Contain your excitement, everybody. Contain your excitement. Loff, you excited to put this NBA regular season to bed? Just a lot of shenanigans.
Dude, first of all, you ever wake up and your back just feels like it's on fire and you don't know what happened?
Almost every day.
Me too. But do you ever have those days where it's just worse?
Yes.
Like, you do. Okay. Where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can put my socks on.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not trying to be funny. Today, I bent over and I felt the pain in the side of my throat. It's just transferring into weird spots. Anyway, go on.
That's where I'm at today, man. It is, and it's like it's all you can think about because it's just radiating up through the back of your whole entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got a lot of basketball to talk about, and I mean the amount of injuries here is just, or you want to call them injuries or just guys being sidelined. It's next level stuff, man. It's out of control. The amount of players that are out right now. So we'll do our best. You got to go game by game here because if you don't, you're going to miss out on. You're going to miss a lot. There's so much red.
Yeah, this is way different than a normal strategy show in that there's not a lot of strategy that we can provide at this time. This is a roadmap. A roadmap to where decisions will probably need to be made at the 5 to 7 o'clock window today.
Yep.
I don't need to tell you that like Marquise Chris might be viable in a tournament. Like that is not helpful information today. We're going to talk a lot about who is not available because like half of the league is going to have a viable $3,500 player today.
Right.
Just is. Sifting through that and trying to figure out, I mean, minutes played is way more important than trying to figure out performance.
Exactly. It's not even close.
You get the minutes right, that's the piece. You can project everybody as a league average player if you'd like on a per minute basis. As long as you get the minutes right, I think that'll be the highest correlation to actuals today.
Yep. Not even close.
So, normal plugs to start. NBA Strategy is the promo code. 50% off your first month with us. Any package you choose, including packages with Fantasy Cruncher. You can sign up for an all-access membership and get everything. All of our NBA content, baseball content, hockey heading into the playoffs now, Masters Week. This is the time to do it. So, highly, highly, highly recommend it. We're also brought to you by Yahoo Sports, Yahoo's daily fantasy site. Very happy to have a partnership with them now. We will be touching on Yahoo quite a bit through this show and quite a bit moving forward, including Fridays, which will be Yahoo days. We'll be doing a Yahoo-specific show and have a Yahoo-specific article. Lots of content coming out on that side. You ready to talk NBA?
Yes, I am.
Okay, this first one is fun. The Cleveland Cavaliers are hosting the Charlotte Hornets. 106.5 implied total for the Cavs, 114 for the Hornets. Both defenses are dreadful. Charlotte just slightly has something to play for. They have a very, very outside possibility to make the playoffs, so they cannot totally give up. They need a lot to go right. They have like a 0.5% chance. Mr. Mike's daddy is saying, Josh, you have an echo. I have never had an echo before, so I need to confirm if that's true or not. No one's saying it in premium Slack. No one is saying it otherwise. Okay, there's El Negro Loco. Josh has no echo. It's your PC. Thank you, sir. Let's move on. I'm going to hit all the injuries. Cleveland.
Rock and roll.
Kevin Love out. Tristan Thompson out. Sauce Castillo questionable. Dellavedova out. I don't think that I'm missing anything else.
No, that should be it. I mean, this team's had enough injuries throughout the season that nothing really changes all that much, right? Love, Thompson, Castillo, I think Dellavedova. That's it.
So on the Cleveland side, then, I barely got to anything. I ran a crunch. I got 2% Chetty on FanDuel. I got 2% Ante Zizic on DraftKings, where he is 3,500 and by all accounts has to be the center. So, could you imagine wanting to pay like 7,400 for Larry Nance here or something? I don't really see much.
No, I couldn't. I'm looking at the standings, and the Pistons and Hornets, do they both have back-to-back situations here?
I think one of them does. But I think one of them's up like the half game. Is that right or no?
No, yes, but I'm saying they both play tonight and they both play tomorrow. So
okay, so they are back a game. Then yes.
Right. So they've both played 70 or 80 games.
Yeah.
And they are one game separated. So I don't know what their head-to-head record looks like, right?
So if we're to believe 538, the Hornets and the Heat both have the same record, 38 and 42. Pistons a game ahead. Hornets have a 9% chance to make the playoffs. The Heat are less than 1. So I think that the Hornets might have the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Can't confirm that, but that is what leads me to believe that that's the case.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, it's still a big game for Charlotte. You're going to see them run as many, their guys for as many minutes as possible, and I'm going to assume that that's the case. But when it comes to Cleveland, how much are you really going to get to here? Like you said, if there was anyone, it'd be Larry Nance, just because he's playing good minutes. But this is not a Cleveland team on an 11-game slate where we have a ton of injuries and likely going to have a ton of value. I just don't see the need to go here. I really don't.
Zizic is it for me. 3,500 on DK because he's just priced at a point where it assumes that he's actually not going to get the same sort of minutes. But we are going to get a version of him a lot. And a center-only guy in this regard is not as valuable as it seems. My target score calculation today is at like 390 for a baseline winning score, which means that it's going to be high.
Yeah,
usually in the 360 range that I have to baseline to.
Right, Jijic is really the only one.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anywhere else that you can get to and feel good about it with their price. But the fact that Love is out. The last time he played was on the 7th. Tristan Thompson, the last time he played was on the 5th. You have to assume Jijic is going to play about 30 minutes here, and it's not like before when he was 4,800 and you were playing. No, he's close to the minimum.
Yeah,
he has not been the greatest per minute guy when given additional opportunity, but he's looked a little bit better of late. There's really nobody behind him that's going to bump his minutes. Jijic is the one here, but paying up for anyone above like 5-6K, I can't get there.
Nope. There are way better teams and way better scenarios. If you're going to be spending 6 or 7K, you probably want to find a team that's a little bit better than the Cavs.
I would agree with that.
I've got 20% Kemba Walker. I got to 20% Miles Bridges on FanDuel. That's very clearly a positional quirk. Do you find yourself being more interested? I don't know what the Hornets are going to do because I feel like they've changed their rotation and haven't really given a shit about the playoffs, even though they're not out. Like, how many minutes does Nick Batum play now? Is it a DMP CD like he got for a week and a half? Is it 16 like he did on the 5th? Is it 26 like he did in his most recent game? Does he give 36 minutes like he did a month ago?
Right. I mean, Kemba's still going to play a ton of minutes.
Yes. He's the one piece that you don't have to really get creative for.
Yeah, Kemba's still going to play a ton, and I totally still think Kemba's a fine option here.
Yeah,
for sure.
Agreed.
Like if this game's competitive, Kemba's, and it's on the road, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Kemba's going to play 38, 40 minutes. He's going to play whatever Borrego needs him to.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the rest of this team, you're right. Where is the playing time coming from, and how much are they going to get? You'll project Jeremy Lamb from anywhere from like 25 to 30.
Right.
Bridges has been playing pretty consistent minutes, but I'm not paying that much for him on an 11-game slate where there's a ton of value out there. Dwayne Bacon, right? Like all of these guys, as you said, are getting the minutes are strange and all over the place.
They've got like 8 guys that can go from 24 to 34 today.
Well, Kaminsky could too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do I hate Kaminsky? No, but I'm going to be hard pressed to get there for the same reason as everybody else. I don't want to play games with minutes. Like the last thing I want to do is try and play guessing games here. There are many other teams where I feel way more confident about their rotations.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, if you're MMAing, sure, you're gonna have to take some chances.
Yep.
But if you're just playing 1 or 2 or 3 lineups or even 20 lineups outside of Kemba Walker, I think it seems pretty unnecessary that you try to squeeze in or jam in any of these Hornets guys just because we don't know what their minutes are going to look like.
We have no idea. Yeah, you want to be the guys that you are going to be using as what we'll call core plays, high exposure plays for you, are the guys where you don't think you're going to have much ambiguity in minutes. You should be rotating the guys that can go, like a Jeremy Lamb, could play 24 minutes tonight, or this game stays close, he's cooking, and he plays 34. You want to get like a 5% of Jeremy Lamb because that can go well. But he's not a guy that you should look at and think, this is the spot where I need to lock in Jeremy Lamb or Miles Bridges or Frank Kaminsky. Kemba, you can treat like that. If you want to have a lot of Kemba, have at it. Dude's going to play a ton, or at least he should.
I'm with you.
Okay, that's enough on Cleveland and Charlotte. Let's head to the Pistons and the Grizzlies. Oddly enough, this one's a little bit easier. They don't have too much weird stuff going on since the Grizzlies have just been a tire fire for 2 months. Blake Griffin is questionable. I am projecting him in until we hear otherwise because I expect him to play. If he's not playing, that's how you know how hurt he is.
Huge game, yeah.
Mike Conley out, Avery Bradley out, Joe Val out, Noah out. We have the rest of the slop for Memphis. Pistons are 10-point favorites here at home. Andre Drummond is 10-2 on FanDuel, 9,600 on DK, and $47 on Yahoo. He is a fantastic play across all 3 spots. There isn't even someone approximating the ability to slow Andre Drummond down today on the Grizzlies.
The rest of the slop. No, there isn't. There isn't. There's no Jonas Valanciunas, which is highly disappointing because he was playing so well.
Yeah.
There's no Joakim Noah.
No.
There's no more Marc Gasol.
No.
There's no one. There's no one. Unless you think Ivan Rabb is going to be, somehow a stalwart there at the center position. I don't see that happening.
Yuta Watanabe not slowing him down?
No, it's likely not going to be the case. I like Andre Drummond, and it's hard not to. Center is going to be pretty deep for obvious reasons, but Drummond's perfectly reasonable here. Now, the pace of this game, it's not going to be all that friendly.
No.
What do you have a total here?
I do. It is the literal total is 210.5.
Where are you getting that from?
Bet 365.
Okay, because I don't see one.
Most sites didn't have anything up yet. I've learned throughout this season that Bet365 appears to be the site that'll hang a line at any point in time during the day. Yeah. Actually, no, that's starting to come out in other places. Bookmaker has it up now. Bet Online has it up now.
Well, I think the Blake Griffin news probably has a decent amount to do with it, but
yeah, I mean they're 10-point favorites, so I think that's implying that Blake Griffin probably plays. It's really hard to calibrate something like that when the Grizzlies have zero talent.
Yeah, I don't want to play Blake though. I mean,
he went crazy in that last one when we didn't know if he was going to play.
Yeah, I'm aware.
By the way, I didn't get any of them, so I don't necessarily disagree with you.
Yeah, the funny thing, I mean, I have him as a better value, like a point per dollar value than Drummond, but that's just because his price is pretty far down. Just because Detroit needs to win this game doesn't mean I really like him all that much.
Yeah.
No, I really don't. They're This is not. What's up?
Tom just messaged us and let us know that there was ownership up. And I opened it up, and the chalk play today so far is Jamario Jones.
Dude, I was literally just about to ask you if you had heard of Jamario Jones. Because
only reason I did is because I had to add him to my database and go look up his birthday.
Yeah. I was scrolling through box scores the other night, and I see Jay Jones. I'm like, oh, is it James? No,
He's
Jamario
like the GM
Jones.
of the Suns now, isn't he?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
He's a GM. He's a player GM now. That's the new role. You don't even have to be player coach.
It's crazy. I was waiting to ask you about that, but you got there first. So yeah.
I didn't see that one coming. I guess I have to give him a minutes bump. Somebody's giving him 36 minutes in the industry or something.
Yeah, I got him playing a lot of minutes today.
I don't remember what I gave to all of those Lakers goons. I have no other interest in the rest of the Pistons. I think that Ish Smith for 3,600 makes for an interesting punt play on a day where there's not going to be 27 of them on FanDuel. Normally I would be like, oh, he's underpriced, only $100 above the minimum. Well, it doesn't matter. Not today. Not if Jamario Jones is 60% owned.
Right.
It's Drummond for me here. If I got to Blake, it's not like I'd be trying to swap out of him or anything, but yeah, he's 8,300 on DraftKings. That's a crazy low price. We're projecting him for 12% ownership. I didn't get a single cent of him. So, yeah, it's Drummond for me. He should I mean, a 20 rebound game here for Drummond is so realistic.
Oh yeah, no question. And if Blake doesn't play, I was a little ahead of my time on this one because I mentioned that I wouldn't be surprised to see this be a front court pairing when Blake was out a couple months ago. Thon Maker, when Blake was out against Indy, he played 42 minutes. And then Blake, I think, sat maybe, I can't remember the other game that he sat, but Thon Maker played a lot of minutes alongside Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
So while I'm not an especially big fan, it doesn't really matter. No. He played the 42 and 33 minutes. I don't know if that Indy game went to overtime. I can't remember, but still, that's a lot of run. And while he hasn't exactly been the most incredible per minute guy, 35 potential minutes in the front court, you can do a lot worse than that at his price.
Yeah, he's in play if Blake ends up being out for sure.
Yeah.
I have Blake's line today at 21 and 18.
21 and 18?
Yeah.
How are you not getting any of him?
Oh, did I say Blake?
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant Drummond.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. I was going to say and then you said that, I was like, dude, I am. I have
I had
45%
a feeling that might have been
Drummond.
what you were saying. Yeah, I had a feeling that might be where you were going there.
Yeah. 21 and 18.
Wow.
So, he's going to get every single rebound if he wants to.
Yep.
Memphis side, they've been like the hotbed of value for so long, but now that they're all in this role for a while, I got to some Tyler Dorsey because he's 4K on FanDuel. That's very appealing. DeLon Wright is projected for 15% ownership on DraftKings. He is 8,600 on FanDuel, 7,100 on DK, 31 on Yahoo. I have very little interest in DeLon Wright, even though he should have a fantastic game.
Well, the flavor of the week has grown tired.
Yes.
Pretty much.
It has.
Yeah. Like, the thing, okay, DeLon Wright, it reminds me of 76ers Tony Roten, right? In the sense
I was going to say he's like the Harlem Shake.
Yeah. Dropping triple doubles 2 in a row. Look, he's going to play 40 minutes. And he's going to get a boatload of opportunity. He's going to lead the team in touches and in assist opportunities. And he's been all over the place right now. And I mean, honestly, DeLon Wright has looked really good.
Yeah,
it's crazy to say. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to play him, but in no way, shape, or form is DeLon Wright a guy that needs to be in your lineup. So that's pretty much where I'm at with Ivan Rabb. How many minutes is he going to play? I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to get. I think, the price is okay, but center has way better options for much better value.
He's $15 on Yahoo. I think that's mildly appealing, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's not great. Tyler Zeller played 26 minutes in that last game, that overtime loss. They basically split it down the middle. So is that something we see continue? I think it's very possible. I think that's a very distinct possibility. But yeah, Bruno Caboclo and all of these guys, you're gonna be hard pressed to find me paying a premium for them. I just cannot do it.
No, like Memphis is 25th in my pace rating. Detroit is dead last. Like, this is not a good fantasy game either. Ignore everything else. Like, this is probably the least appealing fantasy game as a package.
Yeah.
From a summary perspective. So.
The only reason you would have played DeLon Wright is because he's playing almost the entirety of the game.
Yeah. Again, like, these are guys where you don't mind if they're showing up. There's just no way you can possibly justify having large amounts.
Right, exactly.
Like, he's projected for 15. If you told me you had 10, I'd be like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Sure. If you're like, DeLon Wright, you got to get him in like 45%. I'd be like, don't do that. But yeah, Tyler Dorsey for 4K on FanDuel is in play. Otherwise, I'm pretty much good. This game's not really getting any ownership outside of Drummond, some Blake, DeLon Wright, as I mentioned, and Tyler Dorsey on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's
and everything that I put together happened before I saw ownership, so we'll really be able to just like key in on the things that are getting looked at.
Well, hey, why don't we move on and talk about the Celtics, where Irving, Smart, Brown, Tatum, Hayward, Morris, Horford, oh my God, they're all out. Yeah. They're all gone.
Irving, Smart, Tatum, Morris, Horford, Hayward, and Baines are out. Jaylen Brown is probable. Daniel Tice is questionable. On Basketball Monster, they don't even have most of the guys that are going to be playing on the depth chart. Wizards are 5-point favorites against the Boston Celtics today at home. Wizards,
Boston lost last game to Orlando. They still had an outside shot at getting the 3 seed. I mean, it wasn't going to happen because the Sixers basically only needed one more win, and but
I think they want Milwaukee.
You think Boston does?
Kind of, because I think that they think that Horford is the best guy maybe available to try to slow down Giannis.
I thought that about Horford when it came to Embiid.
True.
And then Embiid went out there.
Tried to end that a little bit.
And he did, at least for now. But Horford had done a very good job on him prior to that, no question. Yeah. I mean, Horford, you know what makes Horford special is normally he does a very good job of not getting fouled or not committing fouls.
Right. And that's everything for Embiid.
Right.
And especially in the playoffs, it'll be interesting to see
Giannis gets to the line a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You look at that last game against the Sixers, and Giannis was fouled and got to the line a ton because these guys just they're not giving him the easy layup. They're going to make you make it from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Same thing with Embiid and Antetokounmpo. Horford is a definitely a good defender there. Still not sure if you want to play Giannis, but would be a fun matchup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, all three of those potential matchups are scary in their own right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is the part of Embiid that concerns me. Like, all jokes aside of everything that we've ever been talking about for Embiid, how well can he do in the playoffs when fouls are not called at the same rate, and how does that impact his offensive ceiling in a playoff scenario? We don't really know yet. It's just last year. But that is such a big piece of his offensive game, being able to draw those fouls, that I wonder how it changes a little bit when the whistles get tighter.
Yeah.
He's still incredible.
Yeah, I think he'll get there enough, and
same question about Harden.
Still got a nasty post game, but it'll be fun to watch for sure. But yeah, dude, with the Boston Washington game, what do you even do here? Everyone's out. You pretty much just you're playing Robert Williams.
Yeah. So for the Wizards, it's pretty much just Troy Brown on FanDuel for me. I don't really need anything else here. We don't really. I don't think we have anything else. Troy Brown on Yahoo as well is only $13. I don't think we have anything that we really need to touch on otherwise for the Wizards.
No, Scott Brooks has finally come to his senses with minutes.
Yeah.
These guys are playing way less. At least the ones we care about. And even if Thomas Bryant's getting the minutes, his salary's way up there.
Yeah. There's no. You don't need to pay the going rate for Thomas Bryant.
I can't go to Washington here.
Boston, on the other hand, but we're gonna have to go person by person. So Jaylen Brown is 4,500 on FanDuel, 4,800 on DK, $19 on Yahoo. I put him in for 32 minutes. I don't even know if that's realistic. It could be 26, but I don't. There are only so many places you can go. They only have so many active people. You have what?
I have him for 26 right now.
Okay. And that's part of this, is sort of like calibrating. I'm going to change it to 26 just to see how it impacts, but these minutes are just going to go then to the PJ Doziers and RJ Hunters of the world, guys that, like, there's no way to have confidence in this information until we get a specific word. If Brad Stevens says, like, we're going to try to go to so-and-so, which I don't expect them to say anyway. Either way, I assume that we both have no problem playing any sort of amount of Jaylen Brown.
No, he's fine. I don't love him though, only because is 26 minutes. Like, if you're projecting him for 26, is that enough? Do you like that?
I think so. I mean, I'm not saying that he is my stone cold lock of this team. He does have the most ownership on FanDuel. Not so much on DraftKings, where he's $300 more expensive. But he is going to be the first person to soak up usage here.
So, yeah, okay. So let me voice a possible alternative.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the pieces that we need to spend the most time on. So have at it.
Right. Okay, so Brad Stevens is clearly resting all of his key players.
Yes,
right?
He is.
Okay. Jaylen Brown might not be an Al Horford or a Kyrie Irving or even a Marcus Smart to this team, but he's still somebody that is firmly entrenched in the rotation,
yes,
getting solid minutes each night.
Yes, he will be a part of whatever playoff rotation exists.
Right. So I kind of see this as a potential situation where he's active. Let's say how Christian McCaffrey was active in week 17, but only saw a couple snaps to start the game. I don't think Brown only plays a few minutes, but what I do think, it's possible that Stevens just goes to a full out back of the bench game where Wanamaker and Dozier and Hunter and Tice and Robert Williams and Yabusele and Ojale, these guys are the ones that soak up all of the significant minutes, and guys like Jaylen Brown play 20 to 25, but aren't exactly as dominant as you'd expect because Brown's just running hard the back of the bench.
That no part of that would shock me. It's something that has to be in your mind when rostering Boston. I don't think if he didn't miss that 3-game stretch at the beginning of April, like I assume that he's probably not even playing in this game. I think that he just wants to get some run.
It's very possible, which would mean even more so that if he played 20 minutes, I wouldn't be so really shocked.
Right.
But I mean, look, it's clear speculation.
Yeah. No, it has to be talked about in that regard. We'll find out more, hopefully. I do like him because I think that he's going to go for it a lot, and I think the price tag is forgiving, but I also don't need... The real true appeal is the fact that they're playing Washington.
Right. Of course.
So I like him. He's not my favorite guy from this game, not even close. We got to talk about Terry Rozier, $6K on FanDuel, $5,200 on DraftKings, $20 on Yahoo. I assume he soaks up 30 minutes.
I think so too.
I have him for more than that, but
what do you have him at?
I gave him 34. Somebody's got to be like the primary ball handler in all of this, I would imagine.
So what does your backcourt rotation look like?
I mean, I gave You basically just have to give everybody available 20 minutes and then start filling it in more for the guys that you think will continue to stay out there.
And who did you give 34?
I gave 34 to Terry Rozier. I can easily drop that to 30 and give more minutes to RJ Hunter or PJ Dozier. It's not really going to change anything for their outlook as fantasy guys.
No, I gave Rozier 34 too.
Okay.
Like I said, I have Brown at 26, Rozier at 34. Could I be totally wrong in that, it's just a total back of bench game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rozier against Washington, this price point is perfectly reasonable.
Yes.
Expect to see a lot of minutes.
I mean, he can smash up a $5,200 price tag on DK.
Yeah, and my guess is that he's
it.
going to do more shooting than he normally does with, no real capable scores.
He's been really shitty.
Yeah.
0.75 FanDuel points per minute his last 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, Rozier, yeah, even with like Irving off the court this year, he's below 1 fantasy point per minute, I think.
Terry Rozier equals Keith Murray. Like flavor in your ear, Keith Murray? Or am I thinking of a basketball player that I'm missing somehow? I assume you mean the rapper Jack Koff. Jack Koff, you got me with that one. Are you looking at YouTube chat?
No.
His name is J-A-K and Koff, like
I like that.
I read it like it was a name and not like
well,
like
I'm sure that was the intent.
Yeah. Good work, man. You totally got me. I feel like my high school librarian.
It's like Richard and Sal did that stuff all the time, man. You don't know who they are, do you?
Richard and Sal?
Oh, man. Really? Richard Christie? Sal Governale?
No.
Never listened to the Howard Stern show?
I never really listened to Stern.
Oh, man. Oh, Josh. Two of the greatest. You should do it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I have listened to Stern. I'm not unfamiliar. But the things that I would be listening for were like specific interviews with people that were interesting to me. I never listened to the show as a whole.
I love it. Always have. It's going to be.
I'd listen to dumb stuff that Artie would do.
Oh, Artie was great. He was great.
I was never like all 4 hours of the show. I never had Sirius or anything like that, so I had to like specifically try to find a place to download it back in the day.
Right.
My car doesn't have it now. I don't drive anywhere. I drove my car 3,500 miles in 2018.
They did a segment yesterday that was so foul that most people ended up turning it off mid.
Yeah, Craig Mack, flavor in your ear. It's too early for me in hip hop, man. I think Keith Murray's probably on the remix though, right?
Dude, I have no idea. I'm too busy worried about what Robert Williams is going to do.
Robin Roberts? Is that where you were going with that? That's how early it is.
No, I was going to say Robin Williams.
I don't think he's going to play today.
That's funny, Josh.
I was saying. My hood card has been revoked. Now, look, it's just too early for that stuff.
They said your hood card has been revoked?
Yeah.
When did you have a hood card to begin with?
I think I have one a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you can drop me into those kind of scenarios and I'd be all right.
Your hood card. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here.
I do well in those scenarios.
Okay.
All right, back to Boston. And then here we go. We're already off the rails in game 3. Robert Williams, 3,500 on FanDuel, 3K on DK, flat minimum. Gonna have to play monstrous minutes, sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
monstrous minutes for a guy that's the flat minimum of both sides. I find him completely useless on FanDuel.
This is crazy to try and figure this out. I mean, it really is. What, Horford played 26 minutes last game. Baines played 14. I don't know. I really don't know. Tice is probably going to play a decent amount of minutes, and Williams is going to play a lot of minutes. But I don't know how many. I don't know, Josh. I don't know what Yabusele is going to play.
No.
I got him at 26. I got Williams at 25. Like
I gave Williams 28.
I
gave
got
Yabusele 26.
Yeah.
Look, everybody's going to have to play a lot. Like, nobody's getting like 6-minute rotations. I'd be shocked by that. Or everybody's going 40.
All of them are honestly viable. That's okay. It's that simple. Their minimum salary, all of them, $3K flat.
Yeah, I think they're way more viable on DraftKings though.
Yeah,
like, there's the opportunity cost of playing Robert Williams on FanDuel is really
way more on DraftKings.
Yeah,
way more on DraftKings. But they're all minimum salary. They're going to play all of them at least 24 minutes. That's what I got.
Yeah, like I'm getting a like Brad Wanamaker for 3,200 on DK was probably the best play from Boston.
Look, if I started trying to evaluate skill set on these guys, I'd be doing everybody a disservice because the truth is I don't know enough about Yabusele and Ojale and Robert Williams to know which one of them is better than the other in this matchup that will get the minutes from Brad Stevens. And even if I did, it wouldn't matter because Brad Stevens probably doesn't care about who's the better matchup when this is a total throwaway game.
So I think they go to Robert Williams because there is no future to Yabusele. They didn't pick up his 4th-year option.
Right. But even so, who knows if they care about the future here?
They probably don't.
Right.
I don't know enough about PJ Dozier or RJ Hunter to give takes other than I don't think they're playable. I think Rozier, Robert Williams, Tice, Brown, Wanamaker are the guys I'm most interested in. Yabusele projected 24% ownership on FanDuel, 28 on DK. I'm not getting him at all. I have no interest on FanDuel. On DK, again, he's the flat minimum. I can understand it. I don't think that he's the guy that benefits the most here, but I can very easily be wrong.
So could I.
He is not part of their future plans. That's why I don't see it. And Semi can play 40 minutes and be completely useless. I like him, but fantasy is not what you have Semi Ojale on a roster for.
Right.
Oh God. Boston's tough, man. Boston's real tough.
Play the minimum salary guys and just hope that they get enough minutes. That's what late season basketball like this comes down to.
Yeah.
And then Rozier is obviously fine. I think we should move on though because we still have 8 games to go.
Yeah. Well, again, we're gonna have a lot of throwaways, like this one, for instance. The Miami Heat are hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. 3.5-point favorites for the Heat today. For Miami, we have Josh Richardson out. Rodney Magruder released, which blew my mind. No Ryan Anderson. I could not believe that they cut Magruder. That's craziness to me.
Yeah, it is.
Dude is a rotation player in the NBA for sure, but they have a sea of those dudes.
You know what's really funny, by the way? The Orlando Magic won their division and they're the 7 seed. Is that right?
Are they still under 500? Are we still going to have an under 500 division winner?
They're 41-40.
They can.
Wow.
Sorry. No, you're good. So
that's crazy.
I've said this a million times this year. Man, Sixers should totally sign Rodney Magruder.
Yeah, I guess. Not really.
Better than Jonathan Simmons or James Ennis or whoever other guys are going to have to play.
Yeah.
Anyway, for the Heat, 17% expected ownership going to Dwayne Wade, 21% to Winslow on FanDuel. Nobody else above 7%. I didn't get anybody from the Heat. They are playing to try to make the playoffs, but essentially, they have no chance. They have basically like one way to get in and no wiggle room.
Until they're mathematically eliminated, I don't see them slowing down. So they basically they have tonight.
Yeah. I think if Charlotte wins, they're boned. I think if Detroit wins at all, they're boned. They need losses from both of those teams for the rest of the season, and they have to win out. That's a tall order.
So Today is the last home game of the season for the Miami Heat.
Hence the Wade ownership, I guess.
Hence Dwayne Wade. Now listen, narrative games can get you into a lot of trouble. And then narrative games where the shot volume is going to be, should be significantly higher. Well, we saw Kobe Bryant retirement game. We know how that ended. This won't be the same as that.
No.
We all know that much. But I do think that Dwayne Wade's going to play a lot of minutes, and I do think he's going to see a lot of opportunity. I wish he was a little bit cheaper, but this is one narrative where I'm willing to say, yeah, he's going to get a lot of run. He's last home game of his career. So take that for what it's worth, Josh.
Yeah, it's tricky because, like, in the grand scheme of things, he's a garbage play. Like, he's 6,300 on FanDuel, 6,700 on DK.
Correct.
You would never want to play him in this scenario. Has to be in play here. But this guy just keeps saying that I'm some like Chinese like spy in DFS. Just keeps creating more and more YouTube accounts to come and troll the chat. That is the saddest existence in the world.
Wait, a Chinese spy?
He just created a new account called Chinese Engelman. I've banned this dude like 10 times.
Chinese Engelman?
Engelman recommends limp horses is the message. I don't even know what that means.
That's bizarre, man.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine? Congrats on, I assume you're bilking the government out of some money to be able to be on here at 10:14 talking about that stuff.
Bilking the... Oh, man.
It's just, it's so crazy to me. You need, like, instead of being on YouTube chat, like, I don't know, download Tinder or Grindr if that's your thing. Just fucking find a lady, find a man, find something.
Chinese Engelman.
Blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. I can't wait to just go to other establishments that I don't really like in Wilmington and tell them how much they suck and how other places are better.
And then when they kick you out, wear a disguise to come back.
Yeah, I'll come back in like Bobby Valentine.
Yeah.
Wearing the Groucho Marx.
Yep.
Nose and shit. Unreal. Oh my God.
I don't really have much from this game at all, though. Other than Wade, if you're considering him from a narrative sense.
Right.
With Philly, I also wouldn't be surprised to see a few more guys ruled out here. And even so, here's the thing. If Simmons and Butler and Harris play because Redick and Embiid are out, I wouldn't be surprised to see their minutes significantly shortened. I'm almost positive they locked up the 3 seed. Let me check here.
Yeah, they're 50 and 30. Well, they're up. Yeah, they did. They 100% did. Celtics have 33 losses.
So they have no mobility.
Yep. Yeah, I gave them all 32 minutes. They're not in play. I got 0 Philly. Like, I don't have nothing to say about these guys.
I knocked them down to 30. The big starters, because I think with everything locked up, I don't know, it'd be crazy to play them for 35 minutes in a throwaway game.
Redick out, Embiid out, Bolden questionable, Korkmaz questionable, which I thought he was just totally done. Jimmy Butler probable right now.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Hey, look, they've locked up everything they needed. They got their 50 wins. Not that I don't think they would have cared, but they got your 50 wins. Yeah. So looking back on it, 51, 52 wins doesn't make a damn difference, right? They locked up the 3 seed. The Celtics are 2.5 games back. They cannot get the 3 seed, and clearly don't have any intentions of it. They know that they're not going anywhere. Although, like you said, the Celtics could drop to 5th, which is why you were talking about potentially facing the Bucks, right?
Well, no, the Celtics are 4th. They're playing the Pacers one way or the other. It's just all about home court for them.
No. I mean, the way that because there's no reseeding in the NBA. So if they were to win this, who would they play?
Who?
the Celtics, if they were to win the first round,
They would play the Bucks no matter what.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you had said that they wanted to play the Bucks. I thought you meant that they were still that they were didn't care if they fell further down or something. Because I knew they couldn't get the third seed. It was a miscommunication. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole but what I was saying, they can still fall to fifth. They can still lose the home court advantage, but clearly not a big deal at this point. So nobody cares. And the Sixers clearly have nothing to play for until the playoffs.
I can't recommend anybody here. If they start dropping like flies, though, like if somehow Bolden ends up out, I mean, we might have to have a conversation about Boban.
Well, look, if Simmons and Butler and Harris, if any of those guys get ruled out on top of Embiid and Redick, then it's a different story. But until then,
yeah,
no thanks. Like I would pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised today if Shake Milton plays 32 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I gave him 24. I really think the Bolden piece is the biggest one because if he is out, I think Boban just kind of, they're like, yeah, do what you need to do, brother.
They
who
just,
else, who else? I mean, you think Greg Monroe gets it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he definitely could.
Okay.
They just signed him. I mean, between Boban, Monroe, and Amir Johnson, you could easily fill 48 minutes pretty easily.
For sure. YouTube chat's going crazy. Was that drunk Engelman? Sri Lankan Engelman? I'm sorry, I'm only allowed to answer questions from Serbian Engelman.
Out of control.
It is. Yeah, don't play anybody in this game. Moving on. The Bulls and the Knicks.
I still think Wade has value.
I agree. But does he have value if he's 45% owned because people think they all have the same thing?
Yeah, well, if he's going to take 30 shots, I don't know. I think everyone has the LeBron James retirement in their head. Kobe. That's not going to happen.
Kobe.
I'm sorry. What did I say, LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long week. And it's Tuesday. The Kobe Bryant retirement.
Yeah.
That's still, very much in everybody's heads.
Bulls and Knicks. I don't even know how to do this one. By all accounts, it's just the normal dudes out for the Bulls. Dunn, Levine, everybody that's been out. For the Knicks, there are 7 guys on Basketball Monsters depth chart for the Knicks today. 7. So, I don't even know where to start. Walt Lemon is 13% projected ownership on FanDuel. Jakar Sampson is 21. Shaq Harrison 15. Nobody else getting anything above 5 on either site.
Walt Lemon is $6,400 on DraftKings.
He's 6K on FanDuel, and I got him 33%.
How do you even talk about this?
What about Jakar Sampson, who's playing monster minutes at 1.24 fantasy points per minute so far?
The fact that Jakar Sampson is doing this blows my mind. I saw that off the bench he shot 11 for 17 against the Sixers and had 29 points. I couldn't believe it. He was on the Sixers. He was terrible, flat out awful. He's $6,100. I mean, how many players on this slate in February would be the dead men or not on the roster and are now 6K plus? It's wild. It's crazy.
It's absolute lunacy right now. Jakar Sampson, by the way, $14 on Yahoo tonight. Walt Lemon, 18. Feel free to fire up those guys in any sort of volume you would like. Those are the only 2 guys that I would play here. If I got a lineup or 2 with Shaq Harrison on FanDuel, that's fine. I don't need Raleigh Alkins or Brandon Sampson. I mean, I feel like the NBA lost their ability to use like the Players Association real names. Like this is a strike, and these are all the randomly generated names in 2K.
Yeah.
Brandon Sampson's not real. Raleigh Alkins probably went to like Missouri State or some fake college.
Walter Lemon.
Yeah, Now we're naming people after fruit. Those Lemon and Sampson. Would you recommend anybody else from the Bulls?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Now the Knicks. Oh, you got to play so many Knicks today. It's so silly. Mitchell Robinson is 8,100 on FanDuel, 7,400 on DraftKings, $28 on Yahoo. I have no problem with any amount of Mitchell Robinson.
Well,
got him in for 34 minutes.
Mitchell Robinson. Wait, you say you have how much of him?
I have him like 30% right now.
Makes sense. If he's going to play 34 minutes, he only needs to shoot 5 or 6 times.
Yeah. He might have 27 blocks against this stupid Bulls team.
Against the Bulls, yeah. The blocks, rebounds. I feel pretty confident that you could lock in a points, rebound, double-double, and, hopefully 5 blocks here. He is expensive, though. So I don't think he's just, an auto lock, though. Like at this price point, it's a little bit easier to get away from him. And center is still going to have some pretty solid options here.
Yeah.
But look, this team is very much short on players. Very much short on players. I really don't like. Okay, so Mario Hezonja is $5,700. That's actually pretty cheap given what he's done recently. What are you doing with Hezonja?
I have 23% on FanDuel at 7,700, which is, I don't even know what to say to that. I didn't assume that Mario Hezonja would close the year as the Knicks point guard. He's 5,700 on DK. I got 40%. He's $17 on Yahoo. He's a fantastic play today. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't really know how to get away from it. Like, given how expensive guys like Walter Lemon and Jakar Sampson are, you would really think that Hezonja would be more.
I feel like we're getting punked having to talk about this stuff.
I know. It's difficult. He's still he's facing the Bulls. He's $5,700. That's all you need to know. And he's getting a lot of minutes and a lot of work.
Yeah. Barrett Jr. I'm in for Hezonja. I'm in for Mitchell Robinson. Luke Cornett is 36% owned on FanDuel, $4,500. He's 4,600 on DK, 20% owned, $11 on Yahoo. Fantastic play there. No problem at all getting to Luke Cornett. So there's that. Damian Dotson, 4,300 on FanDuel, 5,100 on DK, $13 on Yahoo. Fine with that. He's better on Yahoo than FanDuel, and then better on FanDuel than DraftKings, but I'm fine there too.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke Cornett seems to be all right to me. As long as he gets the minutes and he's cheap and he's facing the Bulls.
I don't really have any interest in Kevin Knox because he's maybe the worst basketball player ever.
Yeah, look, when Knox is so closely priced to Hezonja, what's the point? And then you have Cornett way cheaper than him. I'd just rather go elsewhere here.
Yeah.
And then Damian Dotson, you can do better than that.
I like him on FanDuel because he's 4,300. You can certainly do better at 5,100 on DK.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Yeah. And he's 13 on Yahoo, so have at it. And you might be able to put together an 8-man roster on Yahoo today and spend $100.
Yeah, right?
And it'd be like there's no way that you can spend $200 on a lineup today on Yahoo and want to.
No.
160, 150 is probably like a really legitimate high upside lineup. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. This is a perfect time to do that. You got to keep an eye on this game, particularly the Knicks side. They have not had the rebounding in price like other teams have that have been shorthanded. And they got a lot of minutes to go around, so Only guys that I don't have any real interest in would be John Jenkins, Lance Thomas, and Billy Garrett. I probably could have added another name there and been like, let me know which one of those isn't an NBA player.
Yeah, you really just said Lance Thomas and Billy Garrett.
Yeah. Billy Garrett sounds like an actor to me.
Wait, what are you saying about Lance Thomas?
Those are guys that I don't have any interest in.
He's out.
Out?
Lance Thomas is out.
You sure?
Yeah. Personal matter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That came out from the injury report at 9:41 a.m., which was long before me.
Billy Garrett, never heard of him.
I don't know who he is either.
He's probably going to play another 25, 27 minutes or so, but I would rather just go to the minimum salary Boston players.
This is comically garbage.
Billy Garrett Jr. I mean, are you serious?
I probably like Luke Cornett more now that Lance Thomas is out.
Yeah. Cornette and Hazonia are my guys from this team. And then obviously if you like Mitchell Robinson or Dotson on FanDuel, that's fine too.
Moving on, the Minnesota Timberwolves hosting the Toronto Raptors. Raptors 7-point favorites in Minnesota. The Minnesota side of this, I think, is relatively normal. Same guys that have been out. Bayless questionable, Taj doubtful. Don't anticipate Taj to play in this one. On Toronto, Kyle Lowry doubtful. Danny Green.
Taj is out already, by the way.
Who is?
Taj is out.
Okay. Basketball Monster not really putting their best foot forward here. And if it wasn't for Roto World ruining their depth chart page, I'd be getting this information better. Kawhi doubtful. Marc Gasol doubtful. We've got all of those guys out. Minnesota, as far as I'm concerned, it's Towns and nobody else. I have no problem paying for Towns. I can't imagine paying for any other player on Minnesota. What about you?
No, Towns is 9,700. That's still a price to me that's fair. I think he still plays around 33 minutes or so. And you're going to get a watered down opponent in the Toronto Raptors who like the Sixers, like the Bucks, they're not going anywhere. They're finishing second. So there you have it. I think Towns is your guy. Aside from that, Tyus Jones is 5,700 on DraftKings. I suppose you could do worse, but I don't think you need to go there. I have him as a good value, but nothing crazy. And that's pretty much it for Minnesota.
Yeah. Toronto, we've got a bunch of guys out. I don't really know who's going to get the minutes. So I'm getting to a lot of Siakam. I only gave him 30, but he's 7,500 on FanDuel, 7,300 on DK. Should be a benefactor if he's in. I just have no idea how many minutes he's going to play. Would you have any problem with Siakam?
These are just the teams where I don't like playing their everyday starters.
Yeah.
I have them in for 29 minutes just because there's a big enough bench here with this Raptors team that I really wouldn't be surprised to see Nick Nurse just go heavy to the bench.
Agreed.
Like I said, I've said I could be totally wrong. Toronto's still favored by 7 points on the road, but
we're not projecting any ownership in this game. 4% to Van Vliet on FanDuel is the highest number on either site.
Right. Wow. Like the teams that still care would be, whether it's for positioning or to get into the playoffs, would be like the Nets, Magic, Pistons, Hornets, and Heat are all still either jockeying for position or trying to get into the playoffs. And then in the Western Conference, the Warriors ran away with that. When they needed to, they got it done. The Nuggets and Rockets right now, there is still some mobility there between the 2 and 3. Amazingly, the Trailblazers without McCollum and Nurkic managed to hold it down. It looks like they're gonna lock that 4 seed in, which is pretty impressive, Josh.
Yeah.
And then in you have the Thunder, the Spurs, and the Clippers, who all have 47 wins here. The Jazz got themselves a little breathing room, but the Thunder could go from 6 to 8. The Clippers could go from 8th to 6th. Those are your teams, and that's who we is still playing for something. Obviously, nobody out of the playoffs in the West right now that has anything to play for. That's been decided for a while.
I got to slow down YouTube chat here. Everybody's just like, Nick Nurse said they're not resting anybody the last 2 games of the season. They are. They did. Half these guys are already doubtful. Whatever you guys think he said is not what's happening today.
Well,
they're out.
Let me add to this, by the way, though. Not resting could also be interpreted as, okay, by not resting them, I'm going to play them, but that doesn't mean you're going to get their full allotment of minutes.
No.
So,
I mean, look, Lowry, Leonard, and Gasol are all doubtful. That is what resting them means. They are for sure, like 2 of those 3 guys, without question, aren't playing today, and most likely all 3. So whatever anybody thinks that Nick Nurse said about how the Raptors are going to be closing out, throw it in the garbage. Not useful information. They're on the injury report as doubtful.
Also, why would Nick Nurse play a guy like Leonard over 2 meaningless games when he hasn't played him in 20 meaningful games this year?
Yeah, it's not happening. Just not happening.
This is their last game. No. Yeah, this is their last game.
Yeah.
Raptors are done after today.
Yeah. There's just not. If it would blow my mind if Kawhi Leonard sniffed this floor today.
Or Lowry or Gasol.
Yeah. They got way bigger fish to fry. They're not having Kyle Lowry roll an ankle against the Timberwolves in a meaningless game today.
It'd be wild to play these guys.
It's the stupidest. It's one of the worst decisions you could possibly have.
And if you did, it'd be even crazier to play them normal minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not happening. You don't need that game. Pelicans Warriors. Pels 114.25 implied total. Warriors 121.25. 7-point favorites in New Orleans. For the Pelicans, we've got all sorts of dumb news, I'm sure. No Frank Jackson. Randall questionable. I don't anticipate him playing. AD doubtful. Like that matters. Doesn't play when he's probable. Stanley Johnson out. I've got 8 guys in, same guys that played the last game. I have no problem going to Elfrid Payton. I have no problem going to some Christian Wood. I have no problem getting Jahlil Okafor for 4K on DraftKings. Check Diallo is 4K on both sites. I have no problem going there. Ian Clark is reasonable for 4,600 on DraftKings. How do you feel about these Pels? All those guys are also good on Yahoo.
Christian Wood's getting expensive.
Yeah, he's only 6,100 on FanDuel.
Yeah, 67 on DraftKings, though, is a lot, given that, how many minutes is the guy going to play? I mean, I guess
30.
I guess he's going to, you know what? I guess he'll play a lot.
Yeah.
But
they only have 8 bodies.
So Randall was out last game.
Yeah. He would make 9.
What?
He would make 9 if he's playing.
And it said he'll only play in an emergency situation. That last game, though, against Sacramento, Christian Wood only played 24 minutes.
Yeah.
So I also
Okafor played 35.
What's that?
Okafor played 35.
Right. And I don't expect Wood to keep producing at that 1.5 fantasy point per minute clip that he was, when he was first getting those minutes off the bench. Look, I would, if anything, Okafor is super cheap. Why not?
Yeah.
Even if he only plays 28 minutes, there's still a really good chance that he's not going to kill you here. It's with the Pelicans, you're just going for a lot of these cheap guys. How many minutes do you have Elfrid Payton playing?
36.
Yeah, I have him at 34, but I still have him playing a lot of minutes. I have no problem with Elfrid Payton at this price point. To me, it seems pretty realistic that you could get a strong game from him. I found it hilarious that Ian Clark is now actually decent at basketball after when I was still playing NBA. had that disgusting 6.10 fantasy point game in 32 minutes. And then I looked the other day and he's just crushing. He's going to play a ton of minutes. It's like you said, it's all about the minutes here. The Warriors don't have anything to play for. And I don't know what Kerr's going to do. He's been weird when it comes to starters, playing him even when he doesn't need to and taking that risk. But I still think this will be an easier matchup than it normally is, normally facing the Warriors. Okafor, yes. Diallo, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Prefer them over Wood just because of the salary and more expected minutes. And then Elfrid Payton and Ian Clark. Like, there's a lot of spots you could go to on the Pelicans, and I'd be perfectly fine with it. I don't have much interest in Kenrich Williams only because this guy's ceiling is so low at this rate.
Yeah, Williams, Solomon Hill, Bertans are 3 guys I don't need. I'll take anything of the other 5, though.
Yeah. What are you doing with the Warriors?
So Durant is playing today, apparently. Not going to play tomorrow, from what I understand. They're going to do something. They have nothing to play for. It would really surprise me if they all played both of them. I don't mind going to Cousins on DK for 6,900. He's 9,000 on FanDuel. I don't mind going to Durant on FanDuel because you have infinite money today. So paying up is fine. Curry is in. I don't mind it because he's 9K. He doesn't need to play 36 minutes to go bonkers. Like, he can do it in 3 quarters and you're fine. There's going to come a point where you're paying up for guys just for more points.
So they're from yesterday. Or no, I'm sorry. This was from April 7th at 9:53 p.m. Golden State head coach Steve Kerr plans to rest a total of 8 players at some point during the team's upcoming back-to-back set, Tuesday in New Orleans and Wednesday in Memphis. However, he has yet to decide who he'll sit each night. We're going to rest guys, but we haven't figured out exactly how we're going to do it, Kerr said. The most likely thing we'll do is take the probably 8 guys that we want to rest and split them up 4 and 4, with 4 of them playing the first night of the back-to-back and 4 play the other. That's roughly what we're thinking. There's no point in playing everybody both nights and risking injury, but I would like everybody to play one of those games just to get rhythm for the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, I expect some people to drop when we get that news. It'll change things, but we're in no position to talk about it right now, other than just providing that sort of information.
Curry, Durant, Cousins, Thompson, Green, Iguodala, Livingston, probably Looney.
Yeah. Look, here's the deal. Whoever's playing, I think you can play. I have no problem getting to any of the big names on the Warriors if we know they're in.
Yeah, because in 30 minutes they could destroy in this matchup. They could just dominate this matchup.
Yep. Exactly. It's a fantastic spot. So if Durant's in here, if Curry sits and Draymond sits and McKinney or Livingston sits, then play Durant and Draymond. And just don't even... You'll have the money. It's cool. They'll look like good plays. That's all. But we have no idea what to say right now. So, there's no way to speculate. Just play the guys that end up in. Don't play the guys that are out.
Correct.
Okay. Dallas Mavericks hosting the Phoenix Suns. Again, hit that like button, everybody. And subscribe. That's helpful, too. If you subscribe, you'll get notifications on when we go live. We have tons of video content constantly. So subscribing is also very important for us. Do that as well. Mavs and Suns, 113.75 implied total for the Mavs, 106.75 for the Suns. I think Dallas pretty much has everybody. Luka probable, Maxey probable, Courtney Lee questionable, not that matters. From the Phoenix side, a little bit different. Most of everything that's relevant is out. No Tyler Johnson, Booker, Ayton, Rashawn Holmes questionable. I don't have him in right now. So let's talk about Dallas. I don't have any issue grabbing some Luka. I don't have a ton. but if he's playing, I got him in for 28 minutes only. I don't much like we just talked about for the Warriors guys. If he's in and he plays around 28, 30 minutes, he has the ability to score while he's doing it. You're just looking for like a good scoring game out of him. There's not going to be a lot of like 90-point slate breaking performances.
It's just so crazy. He's like, yes, he'll probably play, but then we have no idea if he's going to get normal run. I mean, there's a million different factors that play into guys like this. It's crazy, man. It is absolutely insane. With Doncic, sure, if he plays, yeah, I'd probably give him 28 minutes.
Yeah.
He's missed what, 4 straight games or so, or 4 of his last 5. Yeah, 4 of his last 5.
Yes.
I mean, okay, just from a playing time standpoint, if Doncic plays and he gets 28 minutes, where do the rest of the minutes go for Dallas?
I don't think it matters. Nobody else getting more than 1% ownership. I didn't get anybody in my crunches. So
right. So what I'm saying is Doncic playing in any capacity makes everybody else for Dallas meaningless and useless.
Do you think that there's any interest in Dirk today, it being his last home game?
Has he actually announced he's retiring?
Not once.
So no. How do we know it's his last home game? How do we know he's not going to play again?
No one knows that.
He's literally not. Doc Rivers, which was really cool of him, but still, like, took a timeout a month ago or so to give him a round of applause at the Staples Center, and he never said he's retiring.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he said very specifically, like, he's not in for all the pomp and circumstance. He doesn't want to do like the retirement tour.
Yeah,
so,
which makes him that much cooler.
Yeah. So you want to play Dirk, knock yourselves out. It's not for me today.
But why? Like, he's not even minimum salary.
No, I have no interest unless you think he plays 30 minutes.
Look, maybe you're right. If that's the case, and Carlisle's, he has
the ability to do whatever he wants.
Right, they got
like, I want 48 minutes, and I'm jacking shit for 48 straight.
Exactly.
Every single person on the team's like, cool, man, I'll feed every piece of that.
Oh, everyone will be 100% okay with it.
Yeah,
he'll
never say that.
But he's not that type of guy. Exactly.
No,
he's not that type of guy. Like, my guess is he plays a very similar role. Maybe he gets a few extra looks, but
yeah, they're gonna want to get him looks.
Right.
For sure. Everybody on the team is going to want him to be like hitting fadeaways in people's faces. He hammered like a couple games ago, which was hilarious.
It is funny looking at Kobe and what he did, taking 400 shots in that last game, where Dirk's just, let me play. Give me my regular minutes.
Yeah.
Let me play.
Yeah. He's going to sign a 6-year contract in the Mavs front offices after this for like $150 million to make back all that money he gave up.
Right? Probably.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He might as well be a part owner of that team. Fuck, it wouldn't surprise me if Mark Cuban sold him shares for $0.
Yeah.
Here's 10% of the Mavs because you gave back everything and brought us a title. It's on a different level for him, for that city. All right, Phoenix. I got 25% Josh Jackson at 6,700 on DK. I got 32% Ray Spalding at the flat minimum on FanDuel.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I just assume that Ray Spalding looks like a basketball.
Yeah, I guess.
I just draw like googly eyes on a ball and set it on a set of shoulders.
Yes, Ray Spalding, Josh Jackson, Dragan Bender's playing a ton of minutes too. 38 and 36 minutes over his last 2 games. Those are your guys. Mikal Bridges is going to play another 40 plus minutes today. You're going to get huge minutes from all of those guys.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't see why you change it up now.
Yeah, Jackson and Spalding are basically all that I'm looking at. No one else is really getting any ownership outside of Bridges. 14% on FanDuel, 8 on DK. But Bender's at 1 or 2. Crawford's at 6% on DraftKings at 4,300. I think that's fine. I think Jackson, Spalding, and Bender probably look the best on Yahoo. $25 for Jackson, 13 for Spalding and Bender.
Wait, but is Rashawn Holmes out?
He's questionable. So if he ends up being in, you want to play a ton of Rashawn Holmes, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you got to downgrade Spalding and Bender.
Yes. Very, very good point. Very good point. So just in case, maybe Ray Spalding isn't the guy.
Yeah, just in case, if Holmes plays, that definitely changes things.
Yeah. Nope. Who knows if he plays or not? But if he does, like, you'll want him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 3 games to go. We're at an hour 15, so I think we're about to hit that hour 30 mark that we talked about before the show.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
It's as good as it can get, honestly. Utah and Denver. 108.25 implied total for the Jazz. 107.25 for the Nuggets. Utah got a bunch of people out. Rubio out. Korver out. Whole Neto out. Favors in. Denver fully healthy. Probable across the board here. I think Donovan Mitchell's okay for 8,800 on DraftKings. I got no part of the Jazz. I got no part of Denver. Fully. Zero exposure to either Utah or Denver.
Yeah, me neither, and I'm perfectly okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm 100% all right with it.
Yeah.
There's nothing here that I have any interest in.
No, if you get shares of the studs, the Goberts, the Mitchells, the Jokic's, cool. I can't really advocate for them.
No, this game is a complete wash for me.
Yeah. Yep. If they're playing it legit, like it's a really fun basketball game. Both teams are really good. That's all.
Yeah.
I can't really advocate for anything here.
No, there's not. No, you have a million other spots to get to. I'm not going to try and jam guys in just because we need to talk about somebody from this game. No way.
Rudy Gobert is $38 on Yahoo. I think that's the most appealing piece of this entire game. Gobert,
yeah.
Otherwise, I'm good. I can't recommend anything else here.
No, I'm fine.
Alrighty. OKC and Houston. 112.25 implied total for Oklahoma City. 113.25 for the Rockets. OKC fully healthy. Houston appears to be fully healthy as well. This game matters for them in that, the Thunder are playing for real serious seeding. They're bouncing between 6, 7, and 8. So this one matters a lot here. They are a game ahead in the loss column of the Spurs and Clippers. So right now they are sitting in what would be the 6th seed and a date with this exact Houston Rockets team if Houston maintains here. Houston a half game back of the Nuggets for the 2 seed. So there is some jockeying here, but nobody's actually playing for anything in particular. Basically, the Thunder are playing to avoid the Warriors. That's their goal. Don't be the 8th seed.
Yeah. I think Westbrook's going to play a ton of minutes here.
Yeah, I gave him 37. I gave everybody like a relatively normal allotment. I don't have the Rockets getting stupid minutes.
No, neither do I. But I think, if you're looking for some type of safety in minutes and production, it's going to be Russell Westbrook. And Paul George is going to play 38 minutes again too. That's really all I can tell you. When on nights like this, it can be difficult to really gauge what the playing time is going to look like for teams that have nothing to play for. The Rockets, the Thunder, we at least know that the minutes should be there. So if you're looking for a top tier player and you don't want to worry about wasting $11K on him, Russell Westbrook's going to play a ton of minutes, and so is Paul George.
Yeah, I got a lot of Paul George on FanDuel at 10K. I got some Russ at 12K. Price doesn't matter at all in those cases. You have plenty of money to get to them. Russ at 11.4 on DK. I'm still not getting to. I didn't even really get to Paul George because even though the game, they're going to play a lot of minutes and stuff, and I anticipate getting to more as the day goes on. It's not a good fantasy game. Like Houston plays slow. The defense has been fantastic. 6% better than average over their last 15 games. It's the second best defensive performance on this entire slate. There's just not a lot to like here. Man, Capella really changes that team's defense.
Sure does.
They were garbage when he was out.
Yeah, no, it's a big, big difference.
Do you want to get to Harden at all?
Not really, no.
Okay. Yeah, I only have him in for 32 minutes. I just don't... He's going to put up a score. Like, I don't see any reason he couldn't, because of how much value's out there. He can go for 55 and be in winning lineups and stuff. He's not going to be a great per dollar guy, but that's a different thing today.
It's really just that at the same price, I'll take what I expect to be an extra potentially 5 or so minutes from Westbrook.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah, I agree. We actually have Harden owned more than Westbrook right now on DraftKings.
Wow.
Yeah. I would prefer Westbrook as well.
I don't have anything else from Houston here.
Neither do I. I can't recommend anybody unless people start dropping off.
Yeah.
And even then,
even with Chris Paul, I just think I'd rather still take a slightly cheaper Elfrid Payton, and assume he's going to play 36 minutes. It's really just about the guys that are priced comparatively or similarly to them. And that's what keeps them from being top plays, in my opinion.
Yeah. Close it out.
Let's do it.
Los Angeles Lakers hosting the Portland Trail Blazers. Lakers are 9.5-point underdogs at home against the Blazers.
Let's talk about Cheerio Jones.
Yeah. Oh my. This should be fun. You know what's really crazy? I guess I didn't give him nearly enough minutes because I gave him 24. Because I got 0 of him and he's projected for 60% ownership. For the Lakers, no Rondo, no Kuzma, no Tyson Chandler. Reggie Bullock is questionable. Who the hell knows there? For Portland, everybody's in, as far as I know. Portland is a game and a half back of the Rockets, so in theory they can get the 3 seed. It would be really interesting for them. Lakers obviously playing for absolutely nothing. Lakers are getting some ownership, 28% and 25% on FanDuel and DK for Alex Caruso. You have any interest?
Sure.
Yeah.
Him and Jamario.
Yeah, Jamario Jones, just in case you're curious, everybody, projected for 60% ownership today. Get your Jamario Jones fades in ASAP.
Honestly, I'm serious here. When it comes to Jamario Jones, I don't even see why you would fade him. If he's going to play 35 minutes at $3,400, what do you have to lose? You're not. He's chalk, but he's basically minimum salary.
I don't know who to give. I don't know who to give minutes to anymore.
What's that?
I don't know who to give minutes to on this team.
I know. Well, I mean, if you don't think he's going to get the minutes, then don't.
I don't know who's going to get the minutes.
But I think Jamario Jones is going to get some run.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Why wouldn't he? I mean, Caruso's not.
Maybe the better question is, why would he?
Yeah, well, yeah. The situation in Los Angeles is that white flag has been raised for a while now.
Yeah, you got to play him, Caruso. Muscala is the flat minimum on Yahoo. He's 3,300 on DK.
Caldwell Pope is playing 40 minutes a night.
Yeah, I could avoid him pretty easily. He needs every one of those minutes. I don't have takes for this. I don't even know what Jamario Jones looks like.
TD Web Design said, I thought you said Cheerio Jones and thought, who is that? Then I realized you said Jamario Jones and thought, who is that? Well, I did say Cheerio Jones.
Yeah.
I did, just because it
looks like Cheerio.
And it wouldn't be any different from any name that I did know. You know, but like he said, yeah, he said, I thought you said Churio Jones and thought, who is that? Then I realized you said Jamario Jones and thought, who is that?
KCP is not a threat on this site, on this slate at all.
Did someone say he was?
KCP gets all those minutes, Josh. He's a threat on this slate. He's not a threat on this slate. He has to play every one of those minutes to even be viable.
Well, he's taken 20 plus shots in back-to-back games and 19 or more in 3 straight games. So, no, I think Caldwell Poe's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to say like he's not in play, but
I don't know what a threat means. I don't know what
the last thing that I'm looking for, like guys that need to play 38 minutes at middle of the pack salaries. I'm not trying to build a balanced lineup today.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he like if you get to him, it's cool. He's gonna be out there. It's a fine play, but like he's just not that good. And to pay $6K for not that good when you can pay $3,500 for not that good and 27 other spots on the day is why I don't really need to be there. Anything from Portland because Dame Lillard looks damn tasty.
I mean, they've still got a little something to play for.
Yeah.
I would like it if McCollum was out. Man, McCollum was out, I'd have Lillard everywhere.
I think he's still anyway. I mean, I don't think McCollum's going to be out there playing 38 minutes like he does sometimes. You know, he just gets gets 2 rotations. Maybe
no, I mean,
third.
I still have no issue with Dame here. I still like him. I'm saying if McCollum was out, I would just load up on Dame Lillard.
For sure.
He's fine though. I don't have an issue with him. Cantor's too expensive here.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the Lakers, but that's tough.
He's just it's a tough sell.
Yeah, it's tough to get there. It would really be Lillard as the guy. Outside of Lillard, I don't think. Let me just make sure that there's nobody I'm missing here.
There's not.
Yeah, I mean, Aminu's got back-to-back really strong games, but there's no guarantee that continues. And we're not playing someone just because they've had a couple decent performances. No, that's it, man. It's pretty much just Dame here. And what's Cantor on Yahoo?
21.
That's not that bad, actually.
No, the problem is that there's 20 other centers that are $10.
Right, and without the MPE, it's way tougher.
Look, there's a decent chance that 75% of everything we said today turns out to be useless in the next hour and a half.
Yep.
So, got to pay attention to the news. Fast Eddie will be around for Live Before Lock. Laffy and Adam will touch on a little bit of basketball out of the gate in the deeper dive. I'll have my cheat sheets out. You just have to pay attention, guys. News is more important today and tomorrow than it will be for the entire season. Got to be ready to pivot. You got anything else?
That's it, man.
Hit some baseball in a little bit. Maybe go get a drink, hit the can, come back and talk through this MLB slate.
You know it.
There you go, everybody. We'll be back relatively shortly. We'll say something in like maybe 11:30. Does that work for you?
Works. Sounds good, man.
There you go. On-air production meeting, in and out like that. We'll see you guys in a half hour. Talk through this MLB slate where real people are actually playing today. Hit the like button, subscribe. It'd be very helpful. NBA Strategy is the promo code. 50% off your first month with us. Shout out to Yahoo for sponsoring this show. We really appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Best of luck, guys.